Welcome into Real Talk Wrestling. With me is just Miami Clutch PE because El Ginger Americano decided to take the night off because he's the champ. That's what he said. He's the champ, so he shows up when he wants to show up. We got to take that title off of him, Clutch. Like, we have to.
We have to. I mean, for selfish reasons, I miss having that part-time schedule that I used to have.
Right? Yeah, when you're the champ, you just make your own rules. But everyone else, welcome to the show. We're going to talk some professional wrestling tonight. I have a thing to ask you football wise. Could I ask you real quick before we get the show started?
If you have to.
I have to.
Okay.
I have to. Do you not want to answer the question? Do you not want to
I'll,
talk
I'll
sports?
answer it.
All right. Do you think Cam Scatterboo is going to be good long term?
I don't I don't know because he's has a style that's very reckless. I see very little of him. But the thing I saw, like that man, like one of the first few thoughts in my head was like, he's not lasting very long in the league.
Okay, so we just park our cars in the same garage. I think the same thing. So I was just offered an interesting fantasy football trade like maybe an hour ago, and I can't stop thinking about it because it's so good. Every player in it is an all-star except for Cam Scatterboo. But the player I'm getting in return is Jamar Chase. It's like I'm giving up Jameer Gibbs and Rashi Rice, and I'm getting Cam Scatterboo and Jamar Chase. It's a really good trade offer, and I don't
Yeah.
know what to do. But let's talk wrestling. Why not? That's why we're here. We have a new number one contender for the number one contender. To face the number one contender, Jey Uso versus CM Punk. That's the biggest story of the week that I saw, at least, or the biggest takeaway I had. It was the obvious way. I don't like how they did it or why they did it. I think battle royals are lazy. But how do you feel about this? Because I don't think people are happy.
I don't think people are happy. And at first I was like kind of one of them because I mean, we talked about this last week with Braun Breaker. We have to like. I think they should have found a way to keep him out, and they did. Did it kind of like end up looking a little messy, especially because Jay and some people, at least online, they're over what Jay does, at least in the main event spot. Um, but I still like the fact that even then, we're doing the Jey Uso main event thing. There's still a story being told. There was still the battle royal spot with his brother yelling at him, and Jay basically ignored him and kept eating. So I think there's a story being told there, and I don't mind that. I just, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of oversaturation as Jay being the main event of shows and things. When he's a great wrestler, he's a great guy, but I I think we could have done better in a CM Punk match because I thought going into the battle royal, I thought it was going to be LA Knight. I thought that was the matchup, and I was somewhat convincing myself in my head if there's any time for LA Knight to win a world title, maybe it's now. Though the person that's supposed to be carry the title probably until WrestleMania, Seth, is injured. Punk was never gonna, I don't think, hold it for very long until maybe later on. So I thought if there's ever a time to pull that trigger, it's now or kind of now or never because I don't see him getting it later on. So that was my thought. I thought it was going to be LA Knight, and nothing against Jay. I was leaning more in that direction. I do like the fact that they kept Braun out of it, though.
Okay, so I saw something on Twitter. Well, I only use Twitter about once a week to text you guys or message you guys, and this is where I saw this. The top 3 disliked YouTube videos that WWE put out are all Jey Uso events. Him winning the championship Monday night was very disliked on YouTube, and another Jey Uso segment. The top 3 hated videos is people are not into this guy, but then you go into you watch the live events. Everyone's doing the eat. Everybody's into it. I think this is a John Cena situation on a lower level where yes, he's getting pushed down our throats, but at least he's interesting, and we're gonna miss him when he's gone. Like people love the Yeet, people love him. I think we just need to enjoy Jey Uso. instead of hating on Jey Uso. If we've learned anything with this John Cena run or John Cena's career is we spent most of our time hating him for no reason just because Vince told us to like him. When now this is his last run and we're all just enjoying it. I'm over this whole I talked about this with my friend, like just with great athletes. People are so tired of Mahomes and Josh Allen and LeBron. But again, that just brings up conversations. We're still talking about to this day, like, oh man, Jordan versus whoever, like Ewing and those, like it's good to see the great guys on top. We're still talking about Rock and Austin today. Do you think we would be complaining about them always being on top nowadays? We probably would because that's all
Yeah,
we do
probably.
these days, right? So I would say enjoy it while it lasts. You need top stars. These guys are getting older. Jey Uso's not that old. He's gonna be a top baby face or heel for that's what's interesting. He's gonna turn heel. That's what we assume.
Mhm.
And I think one thing leads into another. I think someone losing the US title is now freeing up a spot to take down baby Roman. I think that's gonna be a good story, and I think that's where they're going. Maybe I'm crazy, but them teasing Sami Zayn saying, "I'm gonna be a world champion one day," and now Jey Uso being put in this position, and now Sami Zayn losing his title with nothing to do now. There's only one direction I see for Sami. That's
Yeah.
it. Sami and Jey at WrestleMania. That's gotta be it.
It's,
Gotta
uh, it's been in the story. I mean, they've been, like, dancing together for a while now, for lack of a better metaphor, I guess, because they've always been around each other. Jay didn't want Sammy in the group, and then he embraced him. He was his brother. And then now with the thing going on with Jay becoming baby Roman kind of, and it's like Roman would do this, Roman would do that, and now the same thing Sammy at the end started fighting against Roman being Roman and hating to see, I guess, his brother go down this path. He might have to like want to take things into his own hands and take care of it. And I think that's a very compelling match.
yeah. It's probably if you think about long-term storytelling, which that's what they've been doing lately, that is the story. We thought it was going to be Seth and Roman. Cody was going to, I thought Cody was going to go against Punk, which I think still should happen. Um, I think this story writes itself. Night one main event, you got Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship. Jey Uso going in as a heel. Sami Zayn, of course, winning the Rumble or Chamber, whatever, how he gets there. And that right there is the best story match you have, I think, going into WrestleMania. I'm excited for it. I'm okay with Jey Uso being a heel champion. We haven't seen it. I'm assuming he's going heel, right? We're all assuming. We don't know, but I think we haven't seen he. That's the thing. We haven't seen heel Jey Uso as a singles, so that's something new. Wouldn't you be interested in that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember seeing the Usos as a tag team when they were a heel, and they did great work on the mic in their battles with like other top tag teams. I think they did great, and Jay was always a little bit more of a standout on the mic, and seeing that in a singles like role for a heel, I'm all for it.
So CM Punk is going to let's just stay with this topic. So we assume CM Punk is going to lose his matchup against Jey Uso somehow, some way. Do you think it's going to happen clean? Or do you think Roman gets involved? Maybe Jimmy does something. Maybe someone we don't even know about yet does something. Or do you think it's just a Jey Uso wins because of this? Or do people interfere and it's a no contest? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think I've ever seen them do a no contest. I guess when the title is vacant, and I don't think we'll see it. More of anything, if Jay wins, like I'm leaning towards that direction. It might be something, maybe no outside interference, maybe he does something dirty for the first time to get over the hump, or something more, I guess, Roman esque. And I think that's the natural progression that we're seeing from Jay's character right now. is he's more and more like thinking and going like Roman. So I think that's more of the route we're gonna get, maybe because I don't see an interference right now. Maybe because I don't think it makes sense to me as of like right now for Roman to help Jay, because he kind of last time we saw Roman, he walked out and was like, "I'm doing my own thing, leave me alone," kind of thing. So I don't see that right now, but I do see Jay kind of morphing himself more and more into Roman and doing things like that, and maybe that's what gets him the title.
Yeah, possibly. Like there's other things that people are possibly talking about. Braun Breaker just destroying everybody, you know, very upset. He thinks he should be the champion, leaving it no contest. That would be so lame. Brock Lesnar, that'd be lame too.
Mhm.
I hope there's an outright winner, and I hope it's not CM Punk. Babyface CM Punk. The only way it would work is if babyface CM Punk wins and Braun Breaker takes it off of him as soon as possible. Like that's the only way it would work if CM Punk wins the title. He can't hold it longer than a month or two.
I I mean, I've kind of always been against you on that because I think CM Punk as a champion would be great if fit babyface, because he's not that traditional babyface. He's not. He gives you enough edge for him to have those matches even against babyface talent and still be good. And and I think one of the things you mentioned last week was the fact that, oh, having two babyface champions won't be like great for each show. Which brings me to my other fact. I don't think Cody's going to hold on to that title. I think it finally might be Drew's time, and that kind of evens out the playing field and having a babyface on one side and a heel on the other. That's what I'm more like seeing as a possibility.
That's a good point because I was actually thinking about that, just going, man, Cody's been a babyface for so long and he's been on top for so long and he's been the WrestleMania main event 2 years in a row. There's no way he's doing 3 years in a row. Like, there's no way. They have to somehow find a way to get him out of that. No one, it used to be in really, really, really rare air to main event WrestleMania 3 years in a row. He's not,
Also,
I
did
mean,
you
I
see what
guess
Cody did?
what happened? What? Didn't see it.
He had a they had an impromptu match because I mean, we knew earlier in the day, like in the dirt sheets, it said that Jacob Fatu was hurt and he was not going to compete in the main event. And they played it off as he still was going to compete, and then he got jumped backstage by a mystery person
Yep.
that we don't know about. Everybody assuming it's Drew, and then Cody came out and wanted a fight with Drew, and they started a match. I think I don't. They never made it clear if it was for the title or not, but they started brawling. Cody was in his suit, basically wrestling Drew, and into the match towards the end, Cody grabs the title and gets himself disqualified. And they put it out as him in, I mean, the heat of the moment, just trying to like destroy Drew, but that's a different thing from Cody that we've never seen. He got himself basically intentionally disqualified, which brings the question: is maybe is Cody finally turning, because they're making it so, like, you know how they make it so obvious that somebody gets jumped by this
Yeah.
obviously this person, and it's really not that obvious at the end of the day.
Mhm.
And it could very well be that, and I'm interested in that, especially you see the behavior Cody's going with. If you saw on Friday, and the way, that's something you never see from him.
It's a good point. That's a really good point. Maybe he's being set up and then he's just going, I don't know. I'm interested. See, that's the kind of story to get me into SmackDown because I didn't watch SmackDown.
Mhm.
Surprise, right? Shocking, right? I went live with Bobby last week and he's like, yeah, people are saying, and people in the chat were like, Cody's turning heel, this and that. I'm like, I gotta go see what's going on. And yeah, it looks pretty, it's interesting. I'll leave it at that. What they did on SmackDown made me go, man, I missed a good show
It's
because
been getting progressively better in the last couple of weeks. I think they announced like 2 or 3 weeks ago that they made some changes on the creative team,
yep.
and I think it's showing for the better now, an improvement in the show, definitely.
Yeah. So let's go to SmackDown then, because your boy came back and beat Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. Which again frees up Sammy. I thought at the time when it happened, when Bobby told me it happened, I said that's too soon. They should have had more. They should have had more challengers. It was too soon. But now that I have this new thinking of where I want Sami to go, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Even if it was too soon, they probably pulled the trigger, going, well, we need Sami free now. Either way, I love the outcome. I've always loved Dragunov. I think he's a great baby face. I'm glad that the rumors are squashed. I heard when I say rumors, I heard like 3 people say he should come back and join the Vision. Glad that's squashed. He does not need to be a heel. Love him as this baby face. Is he a baby face? Did he come
Yeah,
back as a baby face? I figured. Okay.
he's got a neck tattoo now.
Oh, he does. Oh, right there, huh?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, right
It's not
there.
like super visible like Cody's, but it's there.
Yeah, I see it now. Now that you point it out. All right. Yeah, but I just hope they do something with him because he's got so much of the word I hate. I hate the word potential, but he has so much potential to be a great upper mid card talent. I just hope they don't drop the ball with him because you saw Julia go over there, win a women's US title, and she's been invisible. I don't even know that she exists anymore. Ray Phoenix is over there, invisible. I just hope they don't make Ilya invisible.
I think the difference there is that Ilya is much more charismatic and he can carry himself on the mic if you saw his NXT work. And I'm hoping for the best for him because to me he's always been like in a sense like the anti Gunther. And in that sense he's dominant as even with his like stature or whatever, he's dominant, just as dominant as Gunther is.
Yeah. I'd love to see him and Gunther tie. We saw it happen in NXT. Even I watched those matches. I would love to see it again on the main roster for at least for this world US title. That'd be cool. Like if Gunther's going to return, where does he go? Does he go straight to the top again, or does he fight? We just need a mix up because I feel like SmackDown stale. It could use some more talent. I think Cody should move over. I think people should be moving, and Gunther's one of those people where it would benefit him maybe to be on SmackDown because he's already beat every single person you could possibly be on Raw, or at least the baby faces. So him maybe coming back to face Dragunov, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you want? Yes, go. Yeah. That's my son asking me if he could play Nintendo.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, go ahead, buddy. So, yeah, okay. So with Sami Zayn being free, we already discussed that. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something about War Games, Survivor Series. It's literally next month. Do you know when? Is it like in 3 weeks, 4 weeks? What I'm asking is, are they building a War Games with the men? Is it going to be the Wyatts in the MFTs? That's what I'm asking.
Originally, it was supposed to be the Vision, and then I feel like they just rushed everything, and now I don't see how the Vision can have a War Games team if it's just 2 of them. They can. I mean, they mentioned Theory as a possibility, but even with him, it's still 3 people. And I don't really see them building another mega team, I guess, in time. And there's no real counterparts as of right now for them. So there's always the option that you brought out where Braun destroys everybody in the main event, and then you already have Jay and Punk. But yeah, the only other viable like War Games match is actually the MFTs and the Wyatts. And surprisingly enough, I don't know if you've seen the angles, like the crowds are reacting really well to it. But I don't know how good of a match itself is going to be. Definitely shouldn't main event or anything, but it could be solid. I mean, the Tongans and the Samoans usually do well in that like setting. So I wouldn't be fully against it. Definitely shouldn't main event though.
Well, the women's match again. Here's the thing: is I don't think War Games should be an annually thing, and if it is, you better have a plan for it. And if it's that plan falls through, you better have a backup plan or whatever. Because just having them just to have them doesn't make any sense to me. It's kind of falling in the same category as Hell in a Cell. This is just, I mean, the pay-per-view is called Survivor Series War Games. How about this? I know they're doing a sort of traditional War Games match in NXT. They may have already had it. They may have already done it. I don't pay attention. But I'll say this. Just have a Survivor Series match. You don't need to always don't force War Games on us. Who are the War Games women? Is it going to be Bailey and the good guys on Raw versus the bad girls on Roxanne and Raquel and the two Kabuki warriors? Like, what is it going to be? Like, they're just making things up just to make them up. It doesn't make sense. I hate it. Would you be against not having it?
I wouldn't. I mean, I loved the novelty of War Games when it happened, when NXT was carrying it, and then maybe the first couple of years for the main roster. But I do miss the traditional Survivor Series. The whole idea of like brand supremacy is something cool that I used to watch and be like, okay, SmackDown is invading Raw. That's cool. You have a build up, and especially
Yeah.
now that you have two general managers who are on screen a lot and they can talk very well. Why not do a brand supremacy for Survivor Series when you have no realistic War Games matches to build? I don't get it. I mean, I think you can tell a really good story if you dropped everything tomorrow and started a brand supremacy thing just because of the GMs.
I have to say, like, I'm not a fan, and that's okay. I'm not a fan of the brand supremacy because I don't. I it's hard for me to go. Oh, why does let's just say currently, why does LA Knight care so much about Raw? Why is he wearing a Raw T-shirt? Right? Like, who cares? He's just LA Knight. He doesn't care for his brand. But I always thought if they incentivize these wrestlers, what's the end goal? It can't just be Raw is better than SmackDown to me. I need something more. What if it was like, oh, the winning team or the survivors get automatic spots into the Rumble? Yeah, they're probably going to be there anyway, but at least it's like, yeah, we're in.
Mhm.
Or like, the fifth member of the War Game of the Survivor Series maybe might be the bubble guy. They're trying to get him in. You can mix stories around that. Or like, hey, the winning people on the winning team or the survivors, you get an elimination chamber entry. Anything, make it for something. So once it's for something, you're invested as a viewer because you're rooting for John Cena to win this match or whoever, and you're also going like, oh man, I hope these people aren't in because I don't want to see those guys in the Rumble or whatever it may be. Do something like that. Make it fun. Make it interesting. Why can't we get creative? It's just, oh, war games, bad guys, good guys, fight. For what? For what? And AEW does it too with blood and guts. They do it all the time. None of their crap makes sense. I don't even want to get into the AEW stuff because of what I saw with John Moxley and Darby Allin. I know you saw it.
Yeah, not my brand.
It's embarrassing. That's why I didn't watch AEW this week. But something did happen. Did you hear about this? Mercedes?
Did she get another belt? Is that the thing or?
No. She broke a record. She is now the longest ever TBS champion in AEW history, breaking Jade Cargill's record.
Hmm.
The
I
GOAT.
didn't realize she had it for that long.
Yeah, Jade had it. She was the first person to hold it, and no one held it until she left. That's it. Chris Statlander beat her, and then it went to Julia, I believe, Julia Hart, and then it went to someone else, and then it went to Mercedes. Like, there's not many people that held that title. So, congratulations, Mercedes.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah, you sound so excited for her.
Big time
No,
accomplishment.
yeah, I guess TBS champion, right? Us up there with the men's intercontinental. It's up there with. Speaking of that, that's not on our list. Speaking of list, I said the word intercontinental championship. Thought got me thinking about Chris Jericho. And Bobby asked me this, and I had this question: would you be interested in a Jericho return or retirement run or anything of that nature in WWE?
I always thought the next time we would see Jericho would be just for the Hall of Fame. And I don't think that's the case, that what's going to happen, because the rumors, I guess, are too strong for him to come back, and I think he will. Am I interested in it? I think at first, I mean, it's just my natural thing. I'm gonna pop when he comes back because we're gonna probably hear "Break the Walls Down" for the first time. It's gonna be cool, whatever. And then probably a few weeks will pass, and I'll be like, okay, I'm done.
That's the thing. If they keep him limited, like let's say he is number one at the Rumble, because I think that's how you'd have to do it. Because he wants to prove he can still go, and to get that lights out with the doon doon doon, they'll do the original timer, right? They'll do a big thing with the pyro. Edge has worked mid match because he doesn't need lights out and a timer or anything. He just comes out, he runs out already. He's full of energy. Jericho does the pose. He does the whole turnaround, like kind of like what AJ Styles does, but more exaggerated. He would need to be number one or two, a huge surprise. I'm in for it. I'm here for it, but just don't stay for long. Stay for the Rumble, do your little tour to WrestleMania, and retire at WrestleMania and be done with it. We don't need to see an extended version.
See, one thing like that we asked when Chris Jericho, like, what can he do, like realistically back in WWE? The one thing that just came up to my mind is we now know that AJ Styles is going to retire in 2026. He said it, and that's a match that I might want to see for a one time Chris Jericho and AJ one more time, because I think that was one of his first feuds. AJ's in WWE, and it was good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jericho, you didn't watch AEW. You didn't see the downfall. He's fallen off hard. He has hit a wall. He can't go anymore. I'm pretty sure with all the time off now, and if he's working out and getting in shape, because at the end of his AEW run, he was red-faced, bloated, out of shape. Just couldn't work. I hope he's getting in shape, and he probably will, because he wants to prove everybody wrong. That's just who he is. So Chris Jericho debuting, he's probably going to look really good. He always does when he returns. Always. Every wrestler does. Remember when Big Show returned that one time and had abs and he was jacked? And he was out of shape within 6 months. It's fine. I get it. Like, you want to make your big return, big comeback. I get it. Triple H even came back freaking shredded that one time after his blown quads. Remember that? With the jean jacket? Yeah. Shredded. But I would love to see Jericho return. But again, short and simple. Have your matches, retire at WrestleMania, go into the Hall of Fame, and just be a backstage agent, be a manager, do something else. We don't need to see you wrestle. It's fair enough.
Yep.
Well, I don't have an AEW minute, and I'm all out of topics, so I'm going to cut it short because we don't have Chris here. Chris usually fills in that extra 15 minutes. Unless you have any outbursts or anything you want to talk about. NXT news. You got an NXT minute for me?
I do not, because I've been missing the last couple of NXTs because I try to keep up with as much wrestling as I can, and then I realize it's like 2 a.m. by the time like some of these things come on. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'd start taking a couple of Tuesdays off, and then I'll tune in for the really cool things. So not much of a. I know the Hardys are a big thing now in the NXT. That's the only like big thing that I can like that I saw. But yeah, I'm not too educated right now on the topic.
Yeah, I saw the Jeff Hardy video on YouTube today. That's why I was kind of like, oh yeah, NXT is going on. But yeah, I'm interested in that, but not enough for me to tune on Tuesday nights. I'd rather do anything else, honestly, than watch developmental talent. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there. We'll be back next week with a full staff. I think when's the Saturday Night Main Event? Do you know?
It's I think it's next Saturday.
All right, so we'll be breaking down the Saturday Night Main Event, give you all the matches, talk about that fun stuff. Probably have some more news and rumors, and I will have an AEW minute. I had a protest after that disastrous of Wrestle Dream. That was embarrassing. So I didn't want to watch it for that reason. I could not give them a click or a view. So hope everyone forgives me. We'll be back next week, like I said. Until then, peace out, Clutch.
See it.